Good afternoon. I have the pleasure of having my dear friend Andreas here with me in Athens. I'm actually in his offices here. And Andreas is not only the CEO of Marathon Airlines, but also of Kronos Airlines, and has just embarked on a new venture within Nigeria, which joins his operations in Equatorial Guinea and also in Cameroon. And as part of Andreas's commitment to the African continent, he is going to be increasing regional air mobility within Africa. So Andreas, welcome to Jets with Jeff. Thank you very much for being part of the journey. I've got a few questions for you just around Africa and your plans on the continent. So if we kick off, can you let me know sort of what inspired you to expand further into Nigeria and what that partnership means?
First of all, in every deal, you try to assess and see if there is a symbiosis in a deal. We got several requests from Nigeria, but this particular one with United Nigeria brought me to a conclusion that there is a good symbiosis with the operation. They're a young operator. Within 2 years after they started operations, they became IOSA certified.
Already?
So they are already IOSA certified. They have a quite good team in place. So they're set up, built trust, and gave me the strength to go to Nigeria. Even though I know Africa, I've been in Africa for many years.
Born and raised as such.
Nigeria is a country that the dynamics are different from the other countries I'm used to operate, like Equatorial Guinea or Cameroon.
Okay, and do you see that those are challenges and opportunities for you, or?
Well, before traveling to Nigeria, I was seeing that as, challenges and opportunities. After I spent a couple of days in Nigeria, I felt more comfortable. I see people who are hard workers.
Great.
They need stable air transportation within the country. To give an example, between Abuja and Lagos, there's a need of 50,000 people per day moving up and down.
And that's about an hour sector, right?
It's an hour sector.
Okay.
Those are numbers that were given to me by the CEO of United Nigeria. Yes, so after my trip, I felt comfortable, and we are in discussions to have another 5 aeroplanes within this operation progressively.
You also signed an MOU to build a maintenance and facility there as well. But is that predominantly going to be for the Embraer fleet that you operate, which is a versatile fleet, or will you look at other OEMs as well in time?
First of all, between Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Gabon, all the countries in the CEMAC zone that have aircraft, including Nigeria and Ghana, they have to fly either south to South Africa,
where you have a facility.
Yeah, which is around 5 hours flight, or north.
Yeah, so coming into Europe.
6 and 7 hours flight, or go eastbound towards Dubai, which is more.
Or Turkey as well as an option.
Or Turkey as well, which is, I think 6.5, 7 hours of flight.
It's a long way.
It's a long way. There is a need in the region, not only in Nigeria, for aircrafts that are being operated besides the E-jets that are in Nigeria, also the Embraer 145. There are a couple of them in Nigeria, in the region as well. The Boeing new generation as well. So we will start initially doing up to 6 checks for the E-jets, the ERJ 145, and the Boeing 737NG.
Because that's the most common sort of fleet around that part.
Yes. And that will be done progressively. I think there is also the participation of the state of Enugu. That's what we're discussing here, to be in the state of Enugu in Nigeria, and it will be also driven through the Ministry of Aviation of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So you have a lot of support from the federal government and actually from the province.
The support goes mutually first to United Nigeria, of course, which is a Nigerian company, and of course it comes to us as well, because it's a partnership between us and the United Nigeria.
Okay. And operationally, are there any things that you've taken away from your operations in Equatorial Guinea, Cameroon, and the other places that you've operated? That are there different nuances with operating in Nigeria compared to the rest of Africa, or would you say, given that you're an African-centric operation, that you've harnessed most of those nuances?
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
It's even better from what we used to do in the Cameroon right now.
Okay, so progressive.
Yes.
Okay. And now, what are your expectations for the future of both Marathon and Kronos on the continent?
Okay, so Kronos has been there since 2006. We are stable, we are very conservative. We maintain what we have right now, which we know we don't like to take a lot of risks. Mm-hmm. We keep the domestic network as it is, 21 flights a week between Malabo and Bata.
Okay, and that's also about a quick half an hour, 40-minute hop, right?
Yes. And we will maintain Douala flight, 4 flights a week. And then we are in discussions through interline agreement with United Nigeria via Port Harcourt, because we fly to Port Harcourt.
Oh, you go to Port, okay.
We fly for the last 10 years, we've been flying to Port
Okay.
Harcourt to feed passengers through Port Harcourt into Abuja and see possibly into Lagos.
For interlining on longer haul trips and so forth.
Yes, exactly.
So that focus will still be around that area, but now interlining with the larger carriers.
Yes, and the target now for Kronos also in Equatorial Guinea is to become IOSA.
Okay.
IOSA as well.
So jointly together,
yes.
I mean, they've got their certification already, but you want to be on par with them.
Exactly.
And do you foresee, I mean, this is a philosophical question, but do you foresee in Africa huge growth potential still in population and businesses coming in who are looking for good carriers to put their employees on and so forth? Because obviously carriers come and carriers go, but if you've been there since 2006, that makes you a mainstay of that region. And do you see more opportunity in terms of growth opportunity on the continent, particularly West Africa?
The need is there. It requires also a political will.
Okay, to open up to
from the governments to revise a bit also the passenger taxes.
Are they very high?
They're very high. A ticket between Malabo and Douala, 80% of the value of the ticket
is in taxes.
Is in taxes.
Wow. Okay.
And the same taxes are applied for the longer routes.
Oh, so you tax the same amount regardless?
Regardless. So if you buy a ticket with Lufthansa to go to Frankfurt, you pay the same taxes if you go from Malabo to Douala for 30-minute flight.
Right, okay, and that's high.
And for the buying power, people who travel between those, it's a bit high. And we cannot increase the rates because we know how much money people have to buy. Not all the passengers who travel have the ability to pay expensive tickets.
Absolutely, and the African flights anyway generally are very expensive going. Now I understand a little bit more about
so taxes are very high. And,
so there has to be a change.
I think it should be a change, and I think they should change taxes from, the international taxes and the regional taxes have to be
progressive to the length of flights and so forth.
Yes.
Much like they do in Europe or in the UK now with APD.
Yes,
and
exactly.
So forth. So.
That's and the other thing is we are lucky enough in Equatorial Guinea we do our self-handling.
Okay, so you can bring the costs down.
But in other airports like Douala, handling is very high. The cost of handling is very high. Yeah. So these are things that we're looking to try to negotiate and bring the cost a bit lower.
It's the same in the private jet world. When you're going to Africa, it's going to be expensive, catering's expensive, handling and landing, service fees are, so that comes through in the costs.
So in order to help the airline transportation industry to be more present to the real requirement of the market, there should be also a political will to
balance things out.
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be the next challenge.
Yes, and we will try to lobby and discuss and try to explain the need for that.
Regional air mobility is such an important topic now for everybody about getting that as close as possible as you can to your destination. And I think in Africa that's an important point. So I wish Kronos and Marathon a lot of success, especially in your new venture. And thank you for having the time with me during these few days in Athens to take out of your schedule to actually discuss it. And if you enjoyed this conversation, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep the content coming. Thanks a million, Andreas. Thank you so much. Thank you.